They say I might as well face the truth, but I am just too long in the tooth. So I'm an OAP and weak bean, but I'm not yet quite gone to sea. I may be over the hill now that I have retired, fading away, but I'm not yet expired. Clapped out, run down, too old to save, 1 foot in the grave.
Amazing, the adverse they put in the local. Cane my young traffic warden's bottom. Listen to a housewife moan. Do that any day. Hear my massive 46-inch breasts. Hear my massive 46-inch breasts. Oh, what's it got? Cowbells on them. Available via PIN number. Rang one of these numbers up once. It's about as erotic as Amy Turtle. No, that's that rate from cover to cover. Unutterable madness. Now then, what have we got here? What in the name of bloody hell?
What was the last thing I said to you before I went out about keeping an eye on the weather for me? I'm supposed to be then. Spin around like Wonder Woman. I threw these socks away, except they probably keep coming back.
Unbelievable. You see this? But I just found one of those crackers you bought.
No, but do please tell me.
Question. What's the difference between Victor Meldrew and a chef who keeps dropping his pancakes? Answer, they're both useless tossers. Inside one of those crackers, where did you say you got them?
I can't remember. Cardigan Crescent, I think. The Happy Shopper.
Happy shopper? Do you know what? Someone's been tampering with these, poking these things in the end with the end of a screwdriver or something. Bastards. A person or persons unknown, I presume, who were responsible for this little piece of unpleasantness I found this afternoon. Sticking at the top of a wee bin, if you please. This is Billy at number 25, nearly had a heart attack. Thought we were leaving dead bodies out for the dustman.
Just kids, I expect, playing pranks.
Pranks? Doesn't even work. Look, it's got what's the difference between, and then it says we are both useless tossers. How's that the difference? That's not the difference. That's what we've got in common. Now, if it said, why is Victor Meldrew like a chef who keeps dropping his pancakes? Because we're both useless tossers. Then it would work. It'd be a proper joke then, but it doesn't. I mean, it's not even logical. They haven't even taken the trouble to think it through properly before poking the bloody things at...
All right. Can we drop it now, please?
Don't know how many of these things are circulating out there now, do we? Evil little buggers. Still haven't got over them sticking that live frog through the letterbox.
Nor is a frog.
Well, what it was, croaking away in my bath water yesterday morning. Morning glass of the beans and toast I had for breakfast.
Yes, well, of course, most people would realize it was a frog as soon as they picked it up, instead of spending 2 minutes trying to squash it onto a new bar of palm olive. Is there a cup left in here for me? Oh, well, when you finished with the Cadbury's fondue.
But it felt like a piece of soap in the water, and I hadn't got my glasses on. Anyway, how was your day? You're late back. Buses up the creek again.
Didn't come straight back. I told you I was going to stop off to give old Mrs. Stebbings another driving lesson.
Taking a bit of a risk, weren't you, going out with her after dark? Woman's got precious little sense of direction as it is.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, how many people do you know who sit in a lavatory facing a cistern? 6 lessons to stop her putting her hands in front of her eyes whenever she went downhill.
Yes, well, so long as she's happy to pay me a few quid. I suppose it gives her an interest in life. Especially now our cat's getting a bit old and past it. Now that its eyesight's going. Chased a mouse upstairs into the bathroom last week. Ended up nearly choking to death on a pumice stone. Said she's thinking of getting it contact lenses.
Contact lenses? For a cat? Oh, what you going to do? Shoot a child with different sized tins of whiskers on? Of course, you know the story. It wasn't even her cat in the first place. Just turned up in her garden one day with a little metal disc in the collar saying, if found, please return to so-and-so at this address. Know what she did?
Sent them back the collar.
You've ever heard anything so daffy?
So, what are you thinking? Is it the Peugeot still?
Or the Astra, possibly. I'm not sure.
God. 3 months, is it now? I still can't believe anyone would steal your car outside a garden centre in Purley.
I know, just when I thought we were never going to get rid of the bloody thing. Yes, it's been a complete disaster from the day we first bought it. Never knew what was going to seize up next. And then, oh, the bliss when we came out of that tea shop and discovered that some poor sod had nicked it. It was like having a very unpleasant boil lanced. Do you realize that for the first time in our lives, we're actually going to benefit from an insurance policy?
I'll get it.
You nearly finished in there for tonight. 7 hours you've been at it now. I said, don't you think it's time you were taking Denzel out for his walk? Oh, well, that's just perfect, isn't it?
What's the problem?
There are other things he needs to do out there besides walk, you know.
I'm not blowing this presentation to Leibniz and Wang for anything. If I get this contract, it could mean the difference between life and death. We could drop the price on this house and move next door to something vaguely human. Something that has a reflection in a mirror.
Oh, no! What do you mean? This is the absolute bloody limit. I mean, oh, for God's sake!
6:27. Early one tonight.
In the name of sanity. Oh, tell me that I'm still asleep, that this is just a bad dream.
You're not asleep. It's not a dream. They found our car. I mean, it's not my bloody fault.
After 3 months? Whereabouts? Whereabouts?
Finland.
And you start raving mad? Finland? That car couldn't get to Finchley. What did they do? Tow it there with a team of reindeer?
I'm just telling you what he said. Said a local woodcutter found it abandoned in the middle of a forest, still without lance and boxes of phosphagen on the back seat. Said they've kept his name and address in case we want to give him a reward.
Give him a reward, I'll give him a bloody thick ear if I ever see him. Hey, who would want to go to Finland in the first place?
Don't know. Here, ring Judith Chalmers. And I go and put your socks in the grill pans.
Thank you. Thank you, said Toto Bastard, the patron saint of insurance companies. Don't know why I bother.
Is it drivable still or what?
Well, it's supposed to be, according to... This. But crying out loud.
The man who sold it to us did say it was a very fast-growing variety.
Fast-growing variety? I mean, you'd think they'd have the sense to prune it now and again. Look at it. Clings like bloody super glue, this stuff.
Yes, well, Patrick and Pippa have offered me a lift in, so I think they're having lunch with one of his business clients or something. Oh.
Ready when you are, Margaret.
Coming. You need anything while I'm out?
Yes. You can see if Halter's to a large and very hungry goat.
Thanks a lot. It's just the job.
Very welcome. Oh, Patrick, don't forget your presentation. Oh, Margaret, I know what I meant to say. I think I've got a pair of white fronts belonging to you at home. They must have blown across into the garden the other night. I thought when I was ironing them, I didn't think Patrick had a pair with a blue waistband. Anyway, I put them to one side in the bedroom. Pop them round later, all right?
There's no rush. Bye then. I hope it all goes well for you.
Look out. Is that them?
A blue waistband.
What's the matter with you?
This is the mother of all nightmares who prey on her people. I'm about to go into the most important business meeting in my career, wearing Victor Meldrew's underpants.
Oh, you didn't put... Anyway, look. Come on, they've seen us.
I can't move. My entire genital area's gone into trauma.
Yes, pull yourself together and remember who you're meeting.
This must be how John Hurt felt with that alien in his stomach.
Buggers. Hilary, how are you today? Bloody car. Finland, of all the places. Wonder I haven't heard from the astronauts in the space shuttle. Hello, Mr. Meldrew. We just found a deregistration Honda up here orbiting the Earth. I think it might belong to you.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, I solved the mystery of that practical joker. You know, the rubber hand, and the crackers, and the frog, and everything. Apparently, it was that Mr. Grimwaite's children. You know, 2 doors down from the post office. Do you know them?
I can't say as I do, no.
No, I didn't remember him. Anyway, he came up to me and asked us today and said he couldn't apologize enough for their behavior and he was going to make certain that it never happened again. Which I thought was very decent of him. Oh, no.
It depends if they take any notice. You're finding severed heads under the rockery now, I expect, before long. Bloody vandals. Thought the weatherman said it was going to be a bit warmer tonight. What were you looking at?
Nothing. Where's my cup of tea?
What were you looking at?
I think Mr. and Mrs. Aylesbury are having one of their parties.
Oh, no! Oh, God. I can't take much more of this. 2:30 in the morning. I don't know how on earth you can sleep through it. Margaret! Margaret!
I was just getting off then.
Not an ounce of consideration for anyone but themselves. Look at that. There's half a dozen of them on the front lawn now doing Chuck Berry duck walks. Shut up!
Oh, come back to bed.
No one else in the street is remotely bothered, only us. Oh. Oh, hang on. Here's one that's gone away. I'm going to have that. Can't be our matey. That's gotcha. Now, where's that safety pin?
That's made you feel a whole lot better, has it?
Very slightly, yes.
It's getting on for 3 o'clock. They can't go on for much longer. Another half hour, they'll all have packed up and gone home. Just have a bit of patience.
Don't tell me they've stopped. 9:30 in the morning. I can't have had more than an hour's sleep in the entire night.
Well, at least it's Sunday today. We've no reason to get up before lunchtime. Just be thankful for that.
That's a nice thought. 4291.
Good morning, Mr. Meldrew.
Speaking. It's Mr. Foskett. Oh, you're joking.
Here's a memory test for you, Mr. Meldrew. I wonder if you can cast your mind back over 17 years to Mrs. Mosley's guest house in Weston-super-Mare. And I wonder if you remember the small man with a moustache who had to walk through your bedroom every night to get to the toilet. 17 years ago last summer it was. How about if I say the name, Mr. Foskett?
Mr. Foskett. Fancy hearing from you after all this time.
Well, you said if I was ever in the vicinity to be sure and look you up, so...
Yes.
But obviously I wouldn't just descend on you without giving you a ring first.
No. So, where are you at the moment?
I'm outside your front door. Yes, I'm on the mobile. They're wonderful things, aren't they? Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. I just knocked your doorbell.
He's here. He's outside.
Yes, I thought I'd better give him a buzz first, make sure he's still alive. You're not thank me otherwise.
Yes. Hang on a minute, Mr. Foskett. We'll be right down. Oh, that's all we needed. Where are my trousers?
Oh, he cursed this bloody weekend!
Mr. Foskett, as I live and breathe. Are you well?
You sure I've not caught you in an awkward moment or anything? My God, you lost some hair. Still, we've all exchanged, haven't we? It's me now, the father of two. Can you believe it? Sometimes, you know, I do believe... Oh, Mrs. Meldrew, remember me, face of the past.
Mr. Foskett! My gosh! Well, come on, Victor, are you going to let them in?
Oh, yes. Yes, in you come. That's it.
Yeah, I was just saying, I can't imagine being without them now. Young David and Martin, they really light up my life. They give me, I don't know, such a sense of purpose and fulfillment that words can't express.
Yes. Well, why don't I go and make some coffee? Have you had any breakfast at all yet?
Since we were down here visiting my wife's sister, who's just moved into a little cottage in Twixton Pub, just off the 5120. I don't know if you know it. Anyway, I thought, why not? Of course, you hesitate at first, because people don't always want to see you after 17 years. For all I know, you may be praying you never set eyes on me again. I think it's nice if you can meet up with people, don't you? However long it's been. Yeah, oh, by the way, that address you gave me doesn't actually exist. I thought that a bit odd at first, but, well, I expect I must have copied it down wrong somewhere along the line. Anyway, thank goodness for the old phone book, eh? Because here I am. So, how you been keeping? You still got that job on the security desk?
No, as a matter of fact.
Of course, it was just after that summer holiday that my wife left me, Penelope, for another man. To say I couldn't deal with it all, that's the understatement of all time. You know that feeling when the world just seems to stop turning? I lost my job, was on all sorts of medication, and in the space of 3 years, I tried to kill myself 13 times, which I won't impress you with now. 6 attempted overdoses, 2 exhaust jobs, 3 times I tried to jump off the roof, but they always talked me down. I expect that begs the question of how serious you are, and of course I won't show you the scars on your wrist. Look at that. Actually, it's a miracle I survived. Anyway, one day in she walked, the new love of my life, Loretta. We got married, had 2 of the loveliest children on this earth. I can't believe what it's done for me. It's a shame that she's got a migraine today. I'd love you to see her sometime. Anyway, enough of my life story. So, what's been happening to you all this while? That was a funny old place, wasn't it? That guest house. Do you remember that minor bird that used to impersonate Kenneth Walsdenholme? Which, of course, was quite a turn-up for the books. After 46 years to find you're allergic to sellotape. So, then they had to transfer me to the invoicing department where I stayed for another 7 months, and that was that. Well, I didn't really mind when the time came. I've never been short of outside interest. And, of course, my passion for antique dentures remains undiminished.
Are there any more of those jam tarts?
Hang on.
Healthy old appetite, they've got to their age, haven't they?
Yes.
Yes, I think it must be nigh on 300 pairs I have now. It's been a long while since I counted them last.
Sorry?
Well, my collection of false teeth. Well, I don't suppose that's something that interests you. Bit of an obscure hobby, really.
Yes. No, I mean, no, it sounds absolutely fascinating.
Oh, yeah, well, the oldest set I've got dates back to the 1830s and belonged, we think, to an Italian nobleman who had a rather unusual contour to his upper palate. Yeah, perhaps if you've got an afternoon free, you'd like to come up and have a look.
Yeah, that would be a treat indeed, Mr. Foskett. Look, actually, I don't want to be slightly rude,
Oh, my goodness me, that's the time. Oh, talk about outstaying your welcome when I go rattling on. I don't know.
Yes, that's all right.
I'll just have to make a quick phone call, if I may, to see how Loretta and the boys are getting on, and then I'll be on my way.
Yes, right.
Right. What did you say?
Sorry?
Loretta and the boys?
Yes, my two sons, David and Martin. I mentioned them earlier. Don't you remember?
Yes, but they're in there, surely.
Well, my two sons? No. No, my boys are only 3 and 4. But I hope they've got better table manners than those two. Well, I assume... You mean they're not your grandchildren?
Children? You two! Who the bloody hell are you, for goodness sakes?
Ian Grimwade. Neil Grimwade.
Grimwade?
What the hell are you doing in my house?
Dad told us to come round. He said we had to apologise. Freaking you out with the frog and the snowman and all that.
But you've eaten half the food in our larder.
You gave it to us.
Get out! Go on, you greedy little gunners! Coming round here like a swarm of army ants! Get out! Get out!
Can we have a hand back?
You'll get my hand if I ever see you around here again. And you can keep away from our garage in future as well when you're at it.
Don't go in there for a minute. I'll get that dustpan.
Something the matter? You all right?
She's gone.
Gone? Gone where?
She's left me. She didn't say where. Just told her sister to tell me that it wasn't working anymore. And the boys would be better off without me. She didn't have a migraine after all.
Oh. Sorry. Are you okay? You look a bit faint.
No, I'm fine. I'll just have a glass of water, if I may.
I was wondering if we should ring for a taxi or something. Is he out of the bath yet?
I think he must be having a good soak up there. I thought it best not to disturb him.
Oh, I suppose. He hasn't locked the bathroom door.
Why?
The man's tried to kill himself 13 times as it is. A thing like this, I mean, but you could see how close to the edge he was. What if he gets in the medicine cabinet?
Oh, for goodness sake, you've been watching too many soap operas. What's he going to do? Hang himself with some dental floss? Don't move! Just stay perfectly still.
There's no point, Mr. Mildred. There's no point anymore.
Just stop. Just for a second. While we talk about this.
Out for the fire brigade. Riverbank! Yes. I don't know. It sounds as if we may be too late already.
Try not to move. I'm coming back.
Right, that's it off. office space these days means a considerable saving in overhead, which I'm all delighted to reflect in my proposed fee. Anyway, here we are. If you were agreeable, the nerve centre for the new auditor of Leibniz and Wang. Well, have you got any questions? No? Fine. Well, let me take you back down then and give you both a top up.
Did you bring that baggie with the chicken?
I did, yes.
Did you lock the car off afterwards?
I didn't know.
And you remember to leave the keys in the ignition?
I did, yes. God knows why. People keep bringing the bloody things back. Excuse me, did you know you left your keys in the car? Someone could easily steal it like that, you know. Chance would be a fine thing. What's that?
Oh, someone tried to deliver a parcel, apparently. They've left it next door.
Ah, Mr. Meldrew. Are you well?
I gather that you've got a package for us.
Oh, yes. Yes. Now, where did I put that now? In this drawer here? Oh, no. No, that's not it, is it? No, that's the letter I received this morning from Leibniz and Wang, a company which I had dared hope might put a rather lucrative business deal my way. That is, of course, until they popped round last Sunday to finalise one or two details and were somewhat taken aback, not so much by the hideous sight of a naked man dangling outside my office window, as by the hideous sight of what was dangling from the naked man. Following which, in time-honoured fashion, they said that they would let me know. And lo and behold, this morning, they did. Well, never mind, as they say. If I could just make one small suggestion, perhaps a stronger lock on the door of your laboratory might stop them escaping next time.
Yes, I'm sorry if...
Oh, I remember, the front room. Almost forgot. Oh, yes, here we are. I thought it might be a new consignment of human organs or something, so I kept it in the wall. Managed that all right?
Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Meldrew.
I think warped is the word that springs to mind. You deliberately let him think they'd turned you down, just to make him feel awful.
Yes.
Hang a minute. What the hell is it?
You didn't send a whip or anything, did you?
That is it.
Well, the postmark's all smudged. You can't see where it's from.
Dear Mr. Meldrew, we write to inform... Oh, it's from... Oh, no. It's Mr. Foskett. After he left here on Sunday, you remember? With that police officer. They took him back to the station for a cup of tea to try and calm him down. It says, about 8:30, he left the interview room to go to the toilet and threw himself out of the window on the 7th floor. Prior to that, apart from the breakup of his marriage, the only thing he talked about was how kind and generous you and your wife had been to him that day, and how nice it was to think you were so genuinely pleased to see him after all those years. Before he died, in hospital, he asked if we could arrange for the enclosed to be passed on to you, as it was something you had expressed such a fascination for when you last spoke.
suppose you can see why they do it. The people across the road just spend all night laughing. But the only thing you can do to stay sane is laugh.
Yes.
See the funny side of things.
Yes.
I mean, if we couldn't laugh at all this, we'd be committing suicide.
Yes.
Where are the sleeping tablets?
In the cupboard by my bed.
Right.
So if you chance to meet him when walking round the town, just shake him by his fat old head and give him half a crown. His eyes will beam and sparkle, he'll gurgle with delight, and then you'll start him laughing with all his blessed might.
They say I might as well face the truth, but I am just too long in the tooth. So I'm an OAB and weak kneed, but I've not yet quite gone to sea. I may be over the hill now that I have retired, fading away, but I'm not yet expired. Clapped out, run down, too old to save, 1 foot in the grave.
Amazing, the adverts they put in the local. Cane my young traffic warden's bottom. Listen to a housewife moan. Do that any day. Hear my massive 46-inch breasts. Hear my massive 46-inch breasts. Oh, what's it got? Cowbells on them. Available via PIN number. Rang one of these numbers up once. It's about as erotic as Amy Turtle. No, that's that rate from cover to cover. Unutterable madness.